Hey there. Tonight, we begin with something deep, something silent, and something that might make you glad you're not a newborn great white shark. Because while most animals start life with care and warmth, you will not. You will enter the world alone, in open water, with no parents, no shelter, and no one to teach you how to survive. You will be your own protector from the very first moment. You've seen great whites in documentaries slicing through the waves, sleek and unstoppable, the so-called kings of the sea. But the truth? Being born a great white shark kinda sucks. It's lonely, it's dangerous, and the ocean, for all its beauty, offers you no guarantee that you'll live past your first year. You'll spend your days moving, hunting, and avoiding bigger predators, and most of your life, you'll swim in waters where no one even notices you pass. But don't worry, you're not here to fight. You're here to rest. So, before we start, take a moment to like the video, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're listening from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's drifting off all around the world. Now, dim the lights, let the room settle into stillness. Maybe let a low hum or ocean sound fill the background steady and slow. Let your breath find the tide. And let's ease into tonight's quiet, drifting journey together. Chapter 1. Arrival. You arrive in this world with teeth, not the blunt, clumsy gums of land-born animals, not the soft, blind helplessness of those who wait for protection. From the instant your body slides free into open water, you are built to survive or die trying. The water greets you like an endless sky turned upside down, heavy, cold, infinite. Its weight presses against every part of you, pulling at your new muscles, making you move even before you know how. There is no shore here, no nest, no mother's shadow to follow. She is already gone, her body disappearing into the darker water, her mind already on the next hunt, the next distance to cross. It's not cruelty, it's just the way things are for a great white shark. You were born ready to swim, to eat, to flee, and if you weren't, you wouldn't have made it this far. Around you, the ocean is vast and almost empty. It moves in layers, the top, a thin sheet of brighter blue where sunlight slips in, the rest falling away into deep, quiet gradients of green, grey and black. Tiny silver fish scatter at the flick of your tail, their bodies flashing in the light before they vanish into shadows. The current brushes along your skin, reading every contour, every muscle, every change in the water's flow. It is your first language, and it will never leave you. Your body is small now, just over a meter in length, but built with precision. A tapered snout, dark, unblinking eyes, a mouth lined with rows of sharp, triangular teeth that will keep replacing themselves for the rest of your life. Even now, they sit ready in your gums, like a weapon you didn't choose but can never put down. There is no ceremony to this beginning, no safe place to rest. From the moment you are born, you are already part of the ocean's quiet war, predator and prey in the same heartbeat. Your first movements are awkward, your tail stiff and uncertain, but instinct drives you forward. The salt stings faintly in your gills. The light above wavers and bends, always shifting, never staying still. And somewhere in the deep, larger shadows move not to greet you, but to eat you if they can. Your world will be nothing but motion. Motion to find food, motion to avoid danger, motion to stay alive in a space that will never stop pressing in on you from all sides. But for now, you move simply because you can. The water is cool against your skin. The slow rhythm of your tail builds into something smoother, more certain, until it feels like you were made for nothing else. And maybe you were. You're not here to be still. You're here to drift, to glide, to follow the pull of unseen currents that have been moving long before you existed. The open ocean stretches in every direction, empty yet full of life you cannot yet see. Somewhere out there are the seal colonies you will one day hunt. Somewhere out there are the whales whose migration songs will rumble through your body like distant thunder. Somewhere out there is the edge of your world, not a wall, but a change in temperature, in depth, in light, telling you it's time to turn or dive or feed. Right now, though, there is only you. Your small, perfect body cutting through the water, your eyes already scanning for movement, your gills pulling oxygen from the sea with every pass. The surface above ripples gently, sunlight breaking into silver coins that dance and vanish. You rise toward it once, breaching just enough to feel the sharp contrast, the heaviness of water replaced by the thin, strange emptiness of air. It smells different up here, too thin, too dry. You sink back down, letting the familiar weight fold over you again. For a moment, the world feels still, and then a shadow passes behind you too large to be harmless. You turn, tail flexing, eyes wide. Already, your life is what it will always be, a watchful, hungry, moving thing. And this is only the first day. Chapter 2. First swim into the unknown. The shadow is gone, not because it left, but because the ocean swallowed it. That's how it will always be down here. Things appear, and then they are gone, not with a sound, not with a splash, but with the softest shift in light, the faintest change in current. Sometimes they are nothing. Sometimes they are everything. You swim on, not quickly, not yet. Your tail moves in long, deliberate strokes, letting the water do as much of the work as possible. The sea has its own patience, and if you learn to move with it, you can travel for days without tiring. Every flick of your tail is a choice. Every choice is survival. The water here is not warm, but not cold enough to slow you down. It's a grey-blue middle ground, a place where life hides in small numbers, fish scattered like dust motes in sunlight, drifting jellyfish pulsing slowly, their bodies soft and silent. You are alone, but never truly alone. You can feel it, the faint electrical pulses of living things. Your body is a map of sensors, tiny pores along your snout and head, called the ampullae of Lorenzini. They read the ocean's invisible signals, the way eyes read light. Even without seeing, you know when something is alive near you. You were born with this sense, and in time, it will guide you to both food and danger. The surface is far above now, just a silver ceiling you barely notice. Down here, there's less glare. The light filters softly, bending into green shadows that move with the tide. Every so often, a patch of kelp rises from the seafloor, its long, ribbon-like fronds twisting gently. You circle one out of instinct, scanning for movement. Small fish often hide here, but today, it's empty. Your hunger is still small, just a tug in your belly, but you know it will grow, and when it does, the calm will fade. You keep swimming, passing over ridges of pale sand carved by currents you can't see. The sand moves in slow spirals, like fingerprints in constant motion. Tiny crabs scuttle across it, their legs moving too fast for their shadows to follow. Above, the faint silhouette of a seabird drifts across the sky. You see it only as a passing shadow on the surface, the kind of shape you'll learn to recognize instantly, because sometimes it means something dead or dying is floating nearby. And that means food. The ocean around you hums with quiet life, most of it hidden. Small fish move in clouds, breaking apart when you pass, and then reforming just as quickly. Some are too small to bother with now. It would cost you more energy to chase them than you'd gain by eating. Others will grow into meals you can't yet catch. For now, you drift with the current, letting it pull you toward deeper water. The temperature drops a slow, creeping chill that settles along your muscles. Down here, the blue fades to a darker green, and then to something almost black. This is the edge of your comfort. Your body prefers the middle depths, where the balance between light and shadow hides you from what hunts above and what waits below. You angle your body upward again, returning toward the brighter water. Your tail beats harder now, each stroke pushing against the resistance of the sea. It's not panic. It's instinct. The deep has its own rules, and you're not ready to break them. Back near the surface, the light sharpens. The silver coins of sunlit water dance again, breaking into a million shifting pieces. And there, ahead of you, movement. A school of mackerel. Not large enough to be dangerous. Not small enough to be useless. They swim in perfect unison, their bodies flashing in the light as they turn. You feel the hunger rise, not just in your belly, but in your muscles, in the way your tail begins to quicken without you thinking. This is the first lesson the ocean will teach you, that hunger is not just a feeling, it's an action. You angle your snout toward them. The water around you changes as your speed builds, the current pressing harder against your face. Your body is built for this, for the sudden burst, the closing distance, the final strike. But before you get close enough, the school shifts. A ripple passes through them like a shiver, and they dart away, vanishing into the glare ahead. You don't follow. Not today. Energy is life, and chasing without a plan is a waste. Instead, you slow again, returning to the long, steady rhythm that will carry you through most of your life. Somewhere out there, your next meal is waiting. Somewhere out there, you'll learn what it means to take it. For now, you swim. Chapter 3. The First Hunt. Hunger is no longer a quiet pull. It's an ache, now a hollow, stretching feeling deep inside you that sharpens every thought and movement. You've been swimming for hours, not in circles, not in straight lines. Just following the ocean's signals, faint electrical pulses, shifting currents, the scent of life carried in threads of water. It starts with smell. Long before you see anything, you taste it in the water. A faint chemical trace, the unique signature of blood. Not much, just enough for your body to change. Your muscles tighten, your tail stiffens for more controlled strokes. Even your eyes adjust, narrowing to cut through the glare and shadow. This is the way of the great white, a predator whose sense of smell is so sharp it can detect a single drop of blood in millions of gallons of seawater. You don't just smell food, you feel it. It hums in the space between your heartbeat and your breath. The water cools slightly as you move toward it. Currents carry the trail in broken streams, and you follow it like invisible footprints in the sand. Sometimes it disappears, leaving you suspended in silence, unsure which way to turn. Sometimes it floods your senses so strongly it feels like the water itself is alive. Then movement. Far ahead, a cluster of shadows drifts just beneath the surface. Fish, not the small darting ones you ignored before. These are bigger, slower. Bluefish, maybe, or young tuna. They don't see you yet. And even if they did, they wouldn't understand the danger until it was too late. You sink slightly, moving deeper so you can rise from below. It's not just instinct, it's strategy. Great whites prefer the strike from beneath, where the glare of the surface hides their approach and the sudden burst of speed is most deadly. Your body changes as you prepare. The slow, steady rhythm of your tail becomes measured, deliberate. Your muscles coil under smooth skin, powered by a heart the size of a human fist, but strong enough to keep you moving across oceans. You close the distance slowly. The shadows grow sharper bodies, flashing silver in the dappled light. They weave through one another, oblivious, closer. Your pectoral fins angle slightly downward, giving you lift as you rise. Your snout tilts up. The surface above is bright now white light, scattering into ribbons through the water. 20 meters. Your tail begins its first real burst. Each stroke a surge of power. Water rushes past your gills in roaring silence. 10 meters. The fish sense something. The school tightens. Bodies shift. But it's too late. 5 meters. Your jaws open not wide yet, but enough for rows of teeth to catch the light. Each tooth is a serrated blade, designed not just to cut, but to hold. tearing with the pull of your whole body. 1 meter. The first fish turns too sharply, flashing silver and white. You strike a sudden explosion upward, your head breaking into the school, the world around you bursting into chaotic movement. Water churns. Fish scatter in every direction, tails whipping the surface into splashes. You clamp down the pressure in your jaws, crushing bone in an instant. There's no pause to savour it. No drama. Only instinct bite, shake, swallow. In seconds, it's over. The school is gone, darting into deeper water, leaving only drifting scales and faint blood ribbons twisting through the current. Your heartbeat slows again. The ache in your belly softens, but it doesn't vanish. It never really does. You circle slowly now, letting the water clear, your body relaxing back into the rhythm of steady swimming. Above, the sunlight flickers like a heartbeat against the waves. Below, the dark remains silent. This was only a small meal, enough to keep you moving, but not enough to rest for long. The ocean is vast, and somewhere out there, your next hunt waits. For now, you swim. Chapter 4. The Shadow in the Deep. The water changes before you see it. It's not colder, not warmer, just heavier. A shift in the way sound moves, in the way light bends. You've been swimming in open blue, belly full enough to move without hunger, when the current delivers something unexpected. It's not the scent of food, it's the scent of danger. You don't have a word for it, but your body does. Your muscles tighten without your mind telling them to. Your tail slows, conserving energy. Even your heartbeat changes not from fear, but from readiness. Great whites are top predators, yes. But here, in these deeper waters, there are others. Some larger, some faster, some willing to kill for no reason at all. You tilt your body, scanning the water. Vision fades quickly here, 20, 30 meters at most, before the world dissolves into haze. But your senses reach farther than sight. You can feel electric pulses in the water, faint patterns of movement that tell you when another body is near. The first sign is not a shape, but a shadow darker than the water, moving without urgency. Broad head, wide tail. It's not another shark like you. This one is heavier, thicker, with skin not like sandpaper, but smooth and grey. A killer whale. They are hunters of hunters. Smart, coordinated. A pod of them can take down anything in the sea, and a lone young shark is an easy meal. You sink lower, angling your pectoral fins to drift without drawing attention. The trick now is not to outswim it, you can't. The trick is to disappear. You slip into the deeper blue, where light thins to nothing, and the water presses harder against your body. Each movement is smaller now, measured, your tail sweeping in slow arcs. Above, the shadow glides closer. You feel the sound it makes, not a call, not a song, but a deep pulse that vibrates through your bones. Orcas talk to each other in ways you can't understand, but you don't need to. You know enough to stay out of their conversations. You angle away from the current, letting it carry your scent in the opposite direction. Slowly, patiently, your body becomes part of the water, not fighting, not fleeing, just drifting. Minutes pass, or maybe hours. Time feels different when you are waiting to be unseen. Then, silence. The shadow fades into the upper blue, tail strokes growing smaller until they vanish. You rise again, cautiously, feeling the light return. The water opens above you, the surface shimmering, the danger gone. You survived. But the ocean never forgets to remind you, even for a great white, there is always something bigger, faster, or smarter. You let your muscles loosen. The ache of stillness turns into movement again, each stroke a soft push through the endless water. Your body hums with the quiet satisfaction of survival, and somewhere, beyond the reach of your senses, the orca moves on, searching for another shadow to chase. Chapter 5. The long swim. The ocean around you is still. Not in the way of danger, but in the way of distance. There's no reef here, no towering kelp forests. No cliffs rising from the seabed, only open blue. And you. You move forward not because something is chasing you, not because you're hunting, but because your body tells you to. Great whites do not stay in one place for long. Your kind are travellers crossing hundreds, even thousands of miles in a single journey, gliding between coasts and islands you've never seen before, guided by something older than thought. It's not a map you follow, not a memory. It's the pull of the planet itself. Sharks can sense the Earth's magnetic fields, faint, invisible lines that run beneath the skin of the ocean, connecting one horizon to the next. To you, they're not abstract science. They're threads in the water, a compass written in the deep. You follow them without knowing how. A small shift in the angle of your body, a tiny adjustment of your tail, and you're locked on course. Each stroke is slow but steady, the perfect balance between speed and saving energy. There's no rush here, only rhythm. Your gills open and close in time with your tail, each movement pulling fresh oxygen into your blood. The current slides past your skin, cool in places, warm in others, wrapping you in layers that change with the depth. Sometimes it carries tiny flecks of life, drifting plankton, glowing specks that swirl like stars. The surface above shimmers faintly, a moving ceiling of silver. Below, the blue falls away into darkness without end. You don't need to see the bottom. You know it's there, miles below, where light has never touched. Hours pass, or maybe days. The sun rises and falls without ceremony, painting the water gold, then leaving it in shadow. You don't stop. You don't need to. Your kind can go weeks without a true meal. Energy comes not from constant eating, but from moving efficiently using the ocean's push to carry you farther than your own strength could. Sometimes you ride the current like a conveyor, letting it do the work. Other times you push against it, testing your body, feeling the slow burn in your muscles. There's a quiet here that no land animal will ever know. No crashing waves, no rustle of wind through leaves. Just the low hum of the deep, the whisper of your own movement, the pulse of life in the water. And in that quiet, there is focus. Not on where you are now, but on the feeling that somewhere far ahead, beyond the blue, there is something waiting. It might be food. It might be warmer waters. It might be the place where you will return, season after season, because your body will tell you to. But for now, there is only the swim, the slow, steady motion, the endless road of water beneath you. You are not lost. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Chapter 6. Into the cold. The surface is far behind you now. You're not leaving it in a rush. You're sinking slow, deliberate, following a trail your senses can feel, but your eyes can barely see. Down here, the water thickens. It clings to you differently, heavier with each meter you pass. Sunlight fades, not all at once, but in layers, silver becoming pale blue deepening into navy, navy fading to near black. You've been here before, not often, not for long, but you know what waits in the deep: cold, pressure, and silence. Your kind can dive over 0 meters deeper than most fish, deeper than most mammals. The ocean, at that depth, is no longer a playground. It is a place that demands respect. As the temperature drops, your body responds. Unlike most sharks, great whites are partly warm-blooded. Your muscles, eyes, and brain stay warmer than the water around you, powered by a system called rete mirabile, a network of blood vessels that traps heat, letting you stay alert in conditions that would slow other creatures to a crawl. Still, you feel the cold. Not as pain, but as a sharpening. Each movement is more precise here, every flick of your tail measured. The sound changes too. Near the surface, you can hear the distant crack of waves, the calls of seabirds diving for fish. Here, there is nothing but the faint hiss of your body sliding through water, and, if you listen closely, the slow heartbeat in your own chest. Pressure builds around you. Not crushing your body was built for this, but constant, like a reminder that you are far from the light. Shapes appear in the dark, not many. A lone squid pulses upward, glowing faintly from within before vanishing into black. A small fish with glassy skin drifts past, unbothered by your size. There is food here, but not enough to linger for. This is a place for passing through, not living in. Most life stays in the upper layers, where the sun feeds the smallest plants, and the smallest plants feed everything else. But sometimes, the deep offers treasures, the drifting body of a tuna, still fresh enough to eat, or a school of lanternfish rising at night. Your senses scan for such opportunities, even as you keep moving. The deeper you go, the more your world becomes touch and scent. Your eyes adjust, but sight alone is never enough here. You feel the faintest vibration of movement in the water, like ripples in a still pond. You smell life carried on invisible currents, and then, when you have gone far enough, you stop sinking. Your body tilts upward, tail beginning its slow, steady rhythm again. The deep has given you what you came for, perhaps food, perhaps just the cool quiet that your kind sometimes seeks. You rise toward lighter waters. The temperature climbs degree by degree. The blue returns. The weight lessens. And as you approach the surface, the ocean opens again wide, endless, alive. Chapter 7. The Silent Hunt. The water is warmer here, shallow. Sunlight splinters through the surface, laying shifting patterns on the sand below. You've returned from the deep, not to rest, but to search. You're not in a rush. Hunger in your kind is never a frantic thing. It's patient, sharpened by experience, refined over millions of years. Somewhere ahead, something lives. You don't need to see it to know. Your senses are not limited to sight. You feel the faintest traces of movement in the water vibrations, so subtle that no human could detect them. The muscles along your sides register these ripples through your lateral line, a hidden sense running the length of your body. It's like hearing without ears, seeing without eyes. There's a second sense too, one that belongs only to a few hunters on this planet. At the tip of your snout lie tiny, gel-filled pores called the ampullae of Lorenzini. They can detect the faint electrical signals every living creature produces: the beat of a heart, the twitch of a muscle, even the slow pulse of gills drawing water. You sweep the area slowly, each turn of your head mapping the unseen world around you. The signals grow stronger, closer. A shadow moves ahead, small, maybe a seal pup. It drifts just beneath the surface, unaware. You don't charge, you drift lower, letting your body disappear into the darker water beneath. The surface becomes your camouflage. The sunlight above, scattering your outline, breaking your shape into fragments of shadow and light. Your kind has used this method for millions of years. From below, prey cannot tell where water ends and danger begins. You begin to rise, not fast, just enough to close the distance. The seal turns, still unaware. Each slow kick of your tail draws you closer until you can feel the faint thump of its heartbeat. And then, in a single movement, you surge upward. Water folds around your head, your jaws opening wide, rows of serrated teeth catching the light for the briefest moment before the strike. There's no drama in your mind, no roar, no celebration, just instinct. Just the fulfillment of what you were built to do. The hunt lasts seconds. The stillness after lasts much longer. You drift again, body relaxed, letting the meal settle in your stomach. A hunt like this could keep you fed for days, maybe a week. There is no need to repeat it too soon. Above, the waves continue their endless conversation with the shore. Below, the sand waits undisturbed. Around you, the ocean holds its silence, as if nothing at all has happened. You move on slow, unhurried, the hunger gone, the journey continuing. Chapter 8. Another shadow. The ocean around you is wide and empty. At least, it feels empty. That's the trick of the open sea. It can seem like you are the only thing alive for miles, until you're not. You sense it before you see it. Not as a sound, not as a flash of movement, but as a disturbance, the faint shift of pressure in the water, the subtle change in the rhythm of the sea itself. You turn your head slightly. There, in the distance, is a shape. Long, wide, moving with the same slow, deliberate confidence you carry yourself. Another great white. Encounters like this are not rare, but they are never casual. Your kind does not swim in packs, does not linger in groups. You live alone, moving along your own route, guided by instinct and the pull of seasons. When two great whites cross paths, the moment is brief, measured, and carries an unspoken question. Will you pass in peace, or will one of you claim this place? You adjust your course, neither moving toward nor away. The other does the same. The distance between you shrinks slowly, each of you reading the other's movements. Size matters here. So does posture. You angle your body slightly, letting your full length show in the filtered light. Not a threat, but not hiding either. Your kind does not speak, yet you communicate, with motion, with presence, with the unbroken line of your approach. The other draws closer, close enough now for details to emerge. A broad head, eyes black and still, skin marked with pale scars, thin white lines from hunts past, perhaps from other encounters like this. You circle once. They circle too, slow arcs in the water, each of you taking the other's measure. If there is food here, one of you may stay, and the other may go. If not, there is no reason for either of you to linger. The moment lasts only minutes, but in the stillness of the sea, it feels longer. Neither of you flinches, neither of you rushes. Then, as if by silent agreement, the other turns. Not in fear, just in choice. Their shadow drifts away, swallowed by the darker water beyond. You remain a moment longer, letting the ripples fade. The sea is yours again. For now, you resume your course, tail sweeping steadily, the memory of the encounter already dissolving into the rhythm of the ocean. Chapter 9. The long swim. The ocean changes, but it never tells you why. One day the water feels different. The temperature shifts just slightly enough for your body to notice, enough to stir something deep in the pattern you've carried since birth. It's time to move, not a short hunt, not a drift along familiar hunting grounds. This will be a long swim weeks, maybe months across water you've never seen, toward places you've never been. Yet somehow already know. You don't need a map. Your kind has never needed one. You carry your own built into your body, etched into your blood. A combination of senses guides you. The faint pull of the Earth's magnetic field, invisible lines stretching from pole to pole, tugging at the delicate sensors in your head. The subtle shift in salinity, in currents, in the taste of the sea itself. The far-off scent of prey you've never met, but somehow recognize. The swim begins slow. There is no hurry. You keep your rhythm tail sweeping side to side in steady arcs, body rolling gently with each stroke. Your movement is efficient, tuned by millions of years of design. The coast falls away behind you. The water deepens. Its color changes green fades to deep blue, and deep blue to something darker, a hue that absorbs the light before it reaches your eyes. For days, there is nothing but water. The sun rises and sets above you, but its light is only a thin veil on the surface, far from where you swim. When you rise for air not to breathe, but simply to pass near the surface, you see the horizon curve in every direction, a complete circle with no break, no landmark, no sign of anything but the sea. You are never lost. The ocean is not empty to you. It is a network of invisible signals. The pressure of deep currents brushing against your skin, the faint, rhythmic push of tides drawn by the moon, the magnetic whispers of the planet itself, telling you which way is forward. Sometimes you eat small meals caught along the way. Other times you fast for days, your body burning its reserves, your hunger sitting quietly inside you like a patient shadow. Nights in the open ocean are vast and silent. The surface above glows faintly with starlight, the moon drawing silver patterns that sway with the waves. Below, the darkness is absolute. You are a moving shape in a world without boundaries. Weeks pass this way, the same slow pace, the same unbroken direction. And then, without warning, the water changes again, warmer, richer, carrying the smell of life. The migration ends the way it began, without fanfare. You arrive, not because you choose to stop, but because the ocean tells you you've reached the place it was guiding you toward. Here, the prey is plentiful. The currents are familiar, and for now, this will be home, until it changes again. Until it's time to move once more. Chapter 10. The Quiet Shallows. The deep has given you what you came for. Your body is full. The restless pull of the migration has quieted. And now, for the first time in weeks, you feel the ocean inviting you to slow down. You turn toward the coast. The water grows warmer. The light grows softer. The deep blue fades into pale green as the bottom rises up beneath you. Here, the ocean is different. It smells of live fish, kelp, the faint sweetness of blooming plankton carried in from the tide. You move with less effort now. Your tail sweeps lazily, your pectoral fins adjusting in small, steady motions to keep you balanced. Every muscle in your body is built for constant movement, but there is such a thing as moving with no urgency. Here in the shallows, the currents do part of the work for you. The seafloor passes close beneath you, sand rippling with patterns the waves have drawn. Small fish scatter in bursts of silver as you pass, but you make no move to chase them. You are not here to hunt. The sunlight above breaks into shimmering ribbons on the surface, dancing in slow motion over your back. You drift just deep enough to let the water filter the light into soft gold. The warmth is a rare comfort. In the deep, the cold presses against your body every second, drawing heat away. Here, you can feel your core temperature holding steady, your energy settling into stillness. You tilt slightly, letting one side of your body face the light, then the other. The motion is slow, almost imperceptible. You are simply letting the ocean carry you. Your eyes scan without urgency. The shapes here are gentle, long strands of kelp swaying like green banners in the tide, sandy gullies where crabs trace lines with their claws, shadows of stingrays gliding just above the bottom. The shallows are not without danger, but today, nothing here is big enough to threaten you. Your heartbeat is steady, slow. Your body takes the chance to recover muscles repairing from the long swim, energy stores quietly replenishing. The water's rhythm becomes your rhythm. The sound here is different too. In the deep, there is only the low pulse of distant currents. Here, you hear the hiss of waves breaking above, their vibration carrying down through the water, like a soft, constant breath. It's a lullaby, older than your species. Minutes slide into hours. The line between movement and stillness blurs. You are not asleep. Sharks do not sleep the way land animals do, but you are at rest. Your body knows how to be in motion without effort, how to let the world turn without pushing against it. And in this moment, you are simply here, floating in the warm shallows, the deep behind you, the open sea ahead of you, and nothing pulling you toward either. Just the quiet, just the water, just the slow, steady rhythm of a life built to endure. Chapter 11. The Night Hunt. The sun is gone. The shallows you rested in all day are now a place of shadow and silver light. The water cools as night deepens, and the calm that carried you drifts away with the tide. Hunger stirs again, not urgent yet, but clear enough to move you. You turn away from the shore. The last glow of the day fades behind you, swallowed by the dark water. Ahead lies open sea. The moonlight above ripples and fractures with every wave, casting moving silver patterns over your back before fading to black just meters below the surface. Down here, vision is almost nothing. Even in daylight, your eyes are made for contrast, for detecting the shape of a seal against the bright surface. At night, the world becomes texture and motion, shadow and vibration. Other senses take over. You can taste the water as you move through it, the faint traces of fish, seal, and squid carried on the current. Molecules so diluted they would mean nothing to a land creature. Your sense of smell is a compass. A single drop of blood could call to you from kilometers away. Then there's something deeper still, a sense no human can truly feel. Along your snout and head, pores called the ampullae of Lorenzini detect the faintest electrical fields. Every living thing generates them: the twitch of a muscle, the beat of a heart, the small burst of energy when a gill opens and closes. Even buried under sand, hidden from sight, a fish cannot hide from this sense. You move slowly, your body almost silent. The push of your tail is steady, but restrained enough to keep your momentum, not enough to announce your presence. You are part of the current, not separate from it. The ocean at night is not empty. Shapes move in the dark, some large, some small, but most are not what you're searching for. You pass schools of small fish, their bodies flashing briefly in your wake before fading into the black again. Jellyfish drift like slow lanterns, their soft pulses glowing faintly in the water. Some you avoid, others pass harmlessly by. Then something changes. A scent, faint but sharp enough to cut through everything else. Seal, the kind of meal that can fuel you for days. You turn without thought, following the trail. It's not a straight line. The current twists it, hides it, releases it again. But you adjust with every flick of your tail, every shift of your pectoral fins. The water tastes richer now, more certain. The seal is close. Minutes pass. Your heartbeat slows, even more conserving energy. For the moment it will be needed. You glide through the dark like a shadow, a part of the water itself. And then you feel it not with sight, but with that deeper sense. The faint pulse of a heartbeat, fast and unaware. The seal is just ahead, cutting through the dark water in silence, unaware that silence does not hide it. You close the distance without a ripple, not rushing, not chasing, only timing your approach so that when you move, the water itself will seem to push you toward it. And when you do, it is over quickly, not dramatic, not cruel, just the clean precision of a hunter shaped entirely by the sea. The water around you grows still again. The night is yours once more, and with your hunger answered, you turn back toward the open water, the moonlight above, broken and beautiful in the swell. Chapter 12. Drifting into the deep. The hunt is over. The urgency has faded. Your body is heavy now, not with fatigue, but with fullness. The kind of fullness that settles deep into your muscles, into your very core, telling you that for now, there is no need to search. You turn away from the coast. The moonlight fades behind you, swallowed by the darker swells of the open ocean. The surface above is a shifting silver ceiling, broken and rebuilt with every passing wave. Beneath you, there is no end, only blue that thickens into black, layer by layer, until sight itself becomes a memory. The water cools with every meter you descend. It presses gently against your body, a constant, even pressure wrapping you in the calm weight of the deep. Your movements grow slower, more deliberate. There is no hurry now. Around you, the world is stripped of detail. There are no bright shapes here, no clear edges, only gradients of darkness, merging and separating in endless patterns. This is where you have always belonged. Not in the chaos of the waves, not in the bright chaos of the shallows, but here, in the stillness between light and nothing. Your heartbeat is slow, steady, every beat a reminder that you are alive in a place where so few things survive. The ocean here does not forgive weakness, and yet, in this moment, it feels like the gentlest cradle. You let your tail sweep in long, slow arcs, gliding without effort. Your pectoral fins hold you level, your body cutting through the water with the least possible resistance. The current does most of the work now, carrying you deeper into its quiet heart. The sounds here are low, stretched out things, the far-off groan of water moving over unseen ridges, the faint clicking of distant fish, the muted hum of your own movement. It is a soundscape made for patience, for waiting, for letting time pass without counting it. Small lights begin to appear in the blackness, not from above, but from within the water itself. Tiny bioluminescent creatures drift in the current, each glowing for only a moment before fading again. They are not here for you, and you are not here for them. Still, their soft, scattered sparks mark your slow passage into the depth. There is no destination in this drift. You are not seeking food. You are not seeking shelter. You are simply allowing the water to move you, trusting that it will take you where you need to be. Minutes blur into hours. In the deep, time loses its grip. There is only the movement, the temperature, the quiet. The body remains awake, but the mind begins to float, free from the need to plan or watch or react. The ocean has you now, not as prey, not even as a predator, but as one of its own, a life suspended in the great stillness between surface and seafloor. You let your eyes half close, your senses softening at the edges. Somewhere, far above, the moon still moves across the sky, unseen. But down here, there is only this moment. And in this moment, there is nothing missing. Chapter 13, The Endless Journey. The deep releases you slowly. The weight lifts. Your body rises toward lighter water, where the sun's touch is gentle but unmistakable. You begin the long journey again, not in haste, but with purpose. The ocean is vast, endless, a maze of currents, temperatures, and hidden signs only you can read. Your tail moves in steady strokes, each one measured and efficient. The current brushes past you, sometimes pushing, sometimes pulling, always shifting in patterns that guide your path. The temperature changes as you move, from cool, almost icy blue to warmer, softer greens. Your skin feels each degree, your body adjusting, preparing for what lies ahead. There are no landmarks here, no fixed points to mark your progress. Instead, you navigate by sensing the planet itself, the magnetic fields beneath the water, invisible lines stretching from pole to pole. They pull you forward, whispering secrets only your kind can understand. Along the way, you sense other creatures. Schools of fish dart past, silver flashes in the blue. Jellyfish drift like ghosts, glowing faintly in the depths. Occasionally, a distant whale song ripples through the water, a reminder that life here is vast and connected. You do not chase most of these. You conserve your energy. The ocean is a road, and you are its traveller. Hours blend into days. The sun rises and falls above, but you barely notice. Time means little when your world is water. You remember the shallows, the hunt, the deep. Each place holds its own rhythm, its own lesson. Ahead, the water cools again, a sign that you are nearing your next destination, a place to feed, to rest, to prepare for whatever comes next. But for now, there is only the swim, the endless, flowing motion, the slow pulse of life carried on the tide. You are part of something ancient, something larger than yourself. You swim on. Chapter 14. Arrival at the feeding grounds. The water changes once again. It carries a different weight, now heavier, richer, alive. You feel it before you see it. A subtle shift in the scent carried on the currents, a whisper of movement in the distance. The feeding grounds have arrived, a place you've travelled to countless times, drawn by instinct and the steady pull of the planet. The surface above ripples gently, sunlight filtering through the waves in fractured patterns, casting a shimmering light that dances across your back. Beneath you, the ocean floor rises rocky outcrops and sandy plains where fish gather, where seals come to rest, and where life thrives in quiet abundance. You move slower now, each stroke deliberate, conserving energy for what's to come. The hunger that once gnawed is now tempered by anticipation, a focus that sharpens your senses and steadies your movements. Your eyes scan the water, catching the glint of silver scales as schools of fish swirl in elegant, fluid formations. They move as one, a living cloud that shifts and flows, never still, always vigilant. You don't rush. Great whites are patient hunters, masters of timing and precision. Your lateral line picks up the faint vibrations of movement. Your ampullae of Lorenzini detect the subtle electrical signals of living creatures nearby. Each sense adds a layer of understanding to the water around you, a complex map of life that no other predator can read so clearly. Seals, your preferred prey, haul themselves onto rocky ledges along the shore. They rest, unaware of the shadow moving silently beneath the surface. You prepare, not with haste, but with calm intention. Every muscle tenses, ready to unleash power in the perfect moment. But patience comes first. You wait, drifting slowly in the water, letting your presence dissolve into the ocean's rhythm. Time stretches, measured not in seconds but in the slow pulse of tides and currents. And then, when the moment is right, you strike. Not with frenzy, but with the focused force of evolution itself. The water erupts around you, sudden, powerful, and final. Chapter 15. After the strike, the water settles. The frenzy fades like a fading echo, leaving only the soft pulse of the ocean around you. Your body moves slower now, heavier with the meal secured. Muscles relax from the tense coil of the hunt, flowing back into long, effortless strokes. There is no rush to swim fast or far. The ocean holds you gently, a cradle rocking in the endless tide. You drift near the surface, where sunlight breaks through in scattered rays. The warmth is subtle but real, a quiet comfort after the cold chase below. Your senses remain alert, but calm. The taste of the hunt lingers faintly on your tongue, a reminder of your place in this vast world. Above, seagulls wheel and call, their voices distant and soft. Below, schools of fish scatter, cautious yet unbothered by your presence now. You let your body rest in motion. Swimming is never stillness for your kind, even at rest. You move with purpose, conserving energy while staying alive. Your heart beats steady, slower than before. Each breath of water through your gills fills you with life. You think not of the hunt's violence, but of its necessity. This is survival raw, unfiltered, and essential. In this moment, there is peace. A quiet balance between hunger and fullness, between movement and stillness. The ocean flows around you, carrying you forward, and you let it. Chapter 16. Through the kelp forests. The open ocean gives way to something different, a world woven with light and shadow, with shapes both solid and swaying. You glide forward, entering the kelp forests tall, waving gardens rooted deep in the rocky seabed. Their long ribbon-like fronds stretch upward, brushing the surface in gentle waves, casting flickering shadows that dance with the currents. The water here is cooler, fresher. It carries the scent of seaweed and small creatures hidden within the forest's embrace. Your body moves carefully now, navigating through shafts of filtered light and swirling green. The kelp parts with your passing, the fronds brushing softly against your skin. Small fish scatter at your approach, flashing silver and darting quickly between the kelp stalks. Some hide in the dark undergrowth. Others drift lazily in the calmer pools between the thick growths. The forest is alive with quiet motion. Crabs scuttle across rocks, their legs clicking softly. Starfish cling to surfaces, unmoving but present. Sea urchins dot the sandy floor like black stars. You feel the contrast between this environment and the vast openness of the deep sea. Here, the world is tactile, close, layered. Your fins adjust to keep you steady among the tangled stalks. Each movement is slow, deliberate. You don't want to disturb the balance here. In the distance, a seal bobs on the surface, watching the kelp with curious eyes. You notice it, but remain still, letting your presence fade into the forest's quiet rhythm. The light changes as you move deeper. Golden beams filter down, illuminating particles drifting lazily in the water plankton, bits of seaweed, tiny creatures carried in the current. The scent of salt and life surrounds you. It is a world of detail and texture, a living tapestry beneath the waves. You feel a sense of calm here, a pause in the endless motion, a moment to simply be part of the ocean's slow dance. Your tail sweeps gently, guiding you through the kelp's green corridors. There is no need to hurry, no need to chase, just the steady, peaceful glide through this underwater forest. Chapter 17. Visitors in the Blue. The kelp forest fades behind you, and the open ocean stretches wide once more. The water is clearer here, lighter, with sunlight filtering softly down through gentle waves. You move steadily, your body cutting silently through the blue, senses alert but calm. Then, ahead, movement slow, purposeful, different. Shapes glide toward you, smooth and sleek. Not threats, but curious travellers. Dolphins. They move in harmony, bodies twisting and turning with playful grace. Their clicks and whistles ripple through the water, sounds that seem almost like laughter beneath the waves. You watch as they swim circles around each other, sometimes pausing to look your way with bright, intelligent eyes. You are neither threatened nor drawn in. They are visitors from another world, creatures built for speed and social bonds. Their presence a gentle reminder that the ocean is full of life and stories beyond your own. One approaches closer, slow, and steady, its smooth skin brushing past a patch of seaweed. Its eyes meet yours briefly, curious but cautious. You sense no fear here, only an exchange of awareness. Two hunters, sharing a moment in the vastness of the sea. The dolphins dive deeper, weaving through shafts of sunlight, their movements flowing like water itself. You watch until they fade into the blue, their playful shapes disappearing into the distance. The ocean returns to quiet. Your own steady rhythm resumes. The water tastes salty and fresh against your skin. The current carries you onward toward whatever comes next. Chapter 18. The World Through Senses. The ocean is vast, but your world is intimate. Not through sight alone, but through senses that reach beyond what most creatures can imagine. Your eyes, dark and steady, see contrasts, shapes against light, movement against stillness. But it's the senses beneath the surface that truly define you. Along your snout lie tiny, gel-filled pores, the ampullae of Lorenzini. These special sensors detect the faintest electrical signals, the pulse of muscles contracting, the subtle currents created by the heartbeats of nearby creatures. It's a world of electricity, invisible to others, but vivid and alive to you. You glide through the water, and with every movement, you read the ocean like a map of energy, every beat and twitch, a story told without sound. Your sense of smell is equally remarkable. Blood, even diluted beyond human comprehension, traces through the water, drawing your attention like a beacon. You don't just detect the scent, you track it, following its invisible trail through currents and depths. Together, these senses guide you through a world of hidden signals where food, danger, and other lives leave faint whispers in the sea. Even in darkness, when sight fails, these senses never rest. They make the ocean your domain, a place where you can move with confidence, even in the unknown. You let your body move with grace, guided by signals no one else can feel. The water hums around you, alive with information and mystery. In this moment, you are more than a swimmer. You are a reader of the deep, a master of senses crafted by millions of years beneath the waves. Chapter 19. The Glow of the Deep. Night has fully embraced the ocean now. The surface above is a dark canvas, dotted with distant stars that shimmer faintly through the waves. Beneath you, the water holds its own secret light, a quiet glow that pulses gently in the depths. Bioluminescence. Tiny creatures, too small to see clearly, create soft, flickering lights that float and drift like underwater fireflies. Each spark is brief but beautiful, a signal in the darkness, a dance of light against the endless black. You move slowly through this glowing world, your body a shadow weaving between stars, born of the sea itself. The glow reflects off your skin, highlighting the smooth curves of your body, the subtle ridges of your fins, the powerful sweep of your tail. The water tastes different here, cooler, almost electric, filled with the scent of life pulsing in quiet rhythms. You glide without urgency, letting the soft light guide you, letting the ocean's gentle heartbeat become your own. Every movement sends ripples through the light, tracing glowing trails that fade slowly behind you. There is a stillness here that feels like time paused, a moment outside of hurry and hunger, a moment where you and the ocean breathe as one. You feel the vastness of the sea, the mystery of the deep, and the quiet power of being part of something ancient and alive. Here, in the glow of the deep, you find peace. Chapter 20. Rising toward the light. Slowly, you begin to rise. The glowing depths fade behind you, the soft bioluminescent sparks dissolving into the dark water like fading stars. Your body moves with quiet purpose, tail sweeping in measured strokes, pushing you upward through layers of cool, deep blue. The water changes around you. Cold becomes cooler, darkness turns to twilight, and the faintest traces of warmth begin to brush your skin. Above, the surface ripples softly, catching the first light of dawn before it breaks fully into day. The sun is just below the horizon now, casting a pale glow that stretches across the waves. The ocean breathes with the coming light. Waves rise and fall in a steady rhythm. Seabirds begin their morning calls, and the scent of salt and seaweed grows stronger in the water. Your eyes adjust to the changing light. Shapes become clearer, colours sharper, and the world around you slowly reveals itself anew. You feel the pull of the surface, a place both familiar and ever-changing, where air meets water and life awakens. The journey from night to day is slow and graceful, a reminder that the ocean is always moving, always shifting, always alive. You glide upward, letting the water carry you gently, welcoming the warmth and light, ready for whatever comes next. Chapter 21. Patterns of the day. The sun now rises fully, filling the ocean with a warm, golden light. The world beneath the waves shifts with the day, and so do you. Your movements are steady but unhurried. You trace familiar paths, routes marked by currents, by the flow of life that sustains you. Here, in the interplay of light and shadow, you find places to rest. Sheltered coves where the water is calm, where gentle tides lull you into ease. Your body drifts near rocky ledges, where fish dart in and out of crevices, and seaweed sways like silent dancers in the tide. You sense others. Small shapes moving in the distance, curious, cautious. A sea turtle glides past, slow and deliberate, its ancient rhythm a contrast to your own. A school of silver fish shimmers nearby, their bodies flickering like scattered light. You observe without hurry, neither chasing nor fleeing. Today is a day of calm, a time to gather strength, to prepare for the moments when the ocean demands more. Your heartbeat slows, matching the gentle pulse of the waves. The rhythm of your breath synchronizes with the flow of the sea. In these moments, you are part of the great dance, a silent guardian of the depths, moving with purpose and peace. Chapter 22. The Seal Colony. The ocean shifts again. Ahead, you sense a new rhythm, a pulse of life distinct from the open sea. The scent grows stronger, salt mingled with something warmer, something alive and breathing. You approach slowly, moving with care through the gentle currents. The water here is shallower, the bottom closer, the world more alive. Beneath the surface, a colony of seals rests on rocky ledges and floating ice. Their bodies are soft shapes against the harsh stone, their eyes bright and watchful. They are unaware of you, yet your presence stirs the water, a silent ripple that travels like a whisper. You watch them move, the way they slip into the water with fluid grace, the way their bodies twist and turn beneath the waves, darting like silver arrows through shafts of sunlight. You do not rush. You wait. Patience is your ally. The hunt is not just a moment of speed, but a careful balance of stillness and motion. Your senses sharpen. The faintest pulse, the smallest shift in the water's flow, tells you where they move, where they rest, where they are vulnerable. Time stretches. Minutes pass. The world narrows to the slow dance between predator and prey. And then, when the moment is right, you move. Not in frenzy, but with precision. A surge of power and purpose. The water explodes with movement. The seals scatter. The chase is brief, the outcome swift. But in the calm that follows, you drift again, the colony fading into the distance, the ocean once more returning to quiet. You swim on. Chapter 23. The Ocean's Quiet Keeper. The ocean is vast beyond measure. It stretches in all directions, an endless blue tapestry woven with currents, life, and mystery. In this great expanse, you move, not as a ruler, nor as a conqueror, but as a keeper of balance. Your presence shapes the rhythm of the sea, a silent thread in the intricate web of life beneath the waves. You feel the pulse of countless creatures around you, from the smallest plankton drifting on the tide to the massive whales singing in the distance. Each life depends on another, a cycle without end, where every movement matters, where every breath is shared. You glide through this living world, aware of your power, aware of your role. It is a responsibility carried quietly, without words or ceremony, but deeply felt in the slow beat of your heart, in the steady sweep of your tail. Here, in the quiet moments between hunts and journeys, you understand what it means to be part of something greater. The ocean does not belong to any one creature. It belongs to all of them, to the fish and the seals, to the corals and the currents, to the sharks and the stars, reflected on the surface above. And you, moving through it all, are both a guardian and a traveller, a keeper of the ocean's endless song. You breathe in the salt and water, feeling the world around you, feeling the steady, gentle rhythm of life itself. In this moment, there is peace, there is connection, there is belonging. The ocean's quiet keeper drifts onward, carried by the waves, carried by the flow of life. Chapter 24. Nightfall on the ocean. The sun dips low, casting long shadows across the waves. The golden light softens, stretching and fading like a slow sigh. The ocean begins to change. Colours deepen, the bright blues and greens folding into richer, darker hues. You move steadily, your body gliding through water that cools with the evening. The currents shift subtly, carrying with them the promise of night. Above, the sky darkens, stars beginning to twinkle faintly, their distant light flickering over the surface. The ocean is alive with quiet transformation. Day creatures retreat to hidden places, while others, nocturnal, mysterious, begin to stir. You sense the shift, a change not just in light, but in energy, in the rhythm of the sea itself. Your senses adjust. Sight dims, but your other senses awaken. The faint electrical signals in the water grow more distinct, the scents carried on the tide sharper, more defined. The bioluminescent glow begins to sparkle in the depths, tiny lights blinking softly like distant stars beneath the waves. You feel the ocean breathe with night, a deep, slow pulse that matches your own steady heartbeat. There is calm in this transition, a peaceful closing of the day, a quiet preparation for what the darkness will bring. You move through the fading light, carried by the water's gentle pull, ready to become part of the night. Chapter 25. The Endless Ocean, the Endless Rest. The ocean holds many stories. Some are swift and fierce, others slow and quiet. Yours is both. From the moment you entered the water, teeth sharp and senses alive. You have moved through a world both beautiful and unforgiving. You have hunted, you have swum long distances. You have felt the weight of the deep and the light of the surface. You are part of an endless cycle, a rhythm older than time itself. The ocean never truly rests, but you can. Now, as the water carries you gently, your body grows heavy with peace. The pulse of the waves matches the steady beat of your heart. There is no need to fight the current, no need to chase the shadows. You drift, softly, slowly, into a quiet rest. The water wraps around you like a gentle cradle. The vast blue becomes a blanket, a place where life flows on beyond sight and sound. And as you float in this endless ocean, know that you are home. The journey continues, beyond waking, beyond dreaming. In the soft, eternal rhythm of the sea, rest now, rest deep. The ocean holds you, and you are free. Thank you for joining this journey through the life of a great white shark. If you found this experience informative and relaxing, consider liking the video. Leave a comment letting us know where you're listening from and what animal you'd like to explore next. Subscribe to stay updated on upcoming immersive animal POV stories. We look forward to bringing you another detailed life experience soon. Good night.